Our next witness is Linda Lopez, who heads Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti's Office of Immigrant Affairs. The office serves as a one-stop shop for immigrants, as well as to provide a link to other services that are available. Welcome, Ms. Lopez.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
I am the Chief of the Office of Immigrant Affairs for Mayor Eric Garcetti, and today I will be providing remarks on the importance of citizenship for the Democratic platform. But first, let's start with the facts. Today, there are over 9 million lawful permanent residents in the United States who are not yet citizens. And I think we should do everything possible to encourage these individuals to naturalize, to go through the citizenship process, and become full-fledged members of our vibrant democracy. Think about it. That would be 9 million more people who can vote in elections, serve on juries, run for elected office themselves, and serve our country when needed. We also know from research that naturalized citizens tend to be among the most civically engaged members of our communities. Our goal should be more civic engagement, more democratic participation, and a greater ability to affect positive change in our communities, and that is what citizenship brings. Just a few months ago, I witnessed the power of mobilizing lawful permanent residents as they came to a mega citizenship workshop in LA to obtain assistance in their application. Many of them waited in line for hours, and we were able to only process about 1,000 people that day. 1,000 people committed to becoming part of the fabric of our country. I was fortunate enough to talk to them and ask them why they were taking that step, because many of them have been in this country for more than 15 years. For many, it was about the presidential election, wanting their voices to be heard and to have a permanent right to be here without fear of deportation. It was an important reminder of why we need to continue to keep the lines of communication open, wide open, that we must continue to create partnerships with local community-based organizations, volunteers, lawyers, to ensure that people have access to those resources and services to help them become citizens. But it was also a reminder that it takes a village to truly reach people who oftentimes view this process as complex and cost prohibitive. That day was an incredible example of why we need to continue as a nation to promote citizenship and why it should be an integral part of our democratic ethos. Simply put, it's about bringing people in, engaging them, and then inspiring those who have the most to gain to act. And nationally, we know that there's been an uptick, particularly among the Latino community, to enroll as citizens and to become voters in this presidential election, because we know that the stakes are too high. In fact, we've seen an unprecedented increase in the number of applications submitted to USCIS, with a 28% jump from 2015 to 2016 for the first quarter. We, the Democratic Party, need to build on this momentum, because unfortunately, not everyone understands the importance of becoming a citizen. Research suggests that there are many reasons why they delay, whether it's the cost of the application, as Representative Gutierrez just mentioned, a loss of self-efficacy or a fear of the test itself. It is clear we still have a long way to go to convert millions of people into becoming citizens. But we have the platform and the tools to overcome these barriers. We are the party that breaks down those barriers. And now I want to quickly share a personal story, if you would indulge me, as a way to really illustrate how barriers can literally put a stop to that dream of becoming a citizen. Take my own father, an immigrant from Ecuador who worked as a mechanic and came to the United States in the 1960s. On a recent visit, we were discussing my work, and I asked him what made him decide to become a citizen, and what was it like 30 years ago. To my dismay, he responded in Spanish and said, "Mija, no soy ciudadano." He's not a citizen. He never became a citizen. And for me, I was really shocked to learn that my own father had only a green card and that he never became a citizen. I asked him why, and he told me that he completed the application, had prepared for the exam 30 years ago, and didn't become a citizen for one reason. he got to the counter and he was asked to pay for a fee. He didn't have the money to pay it, and he decided that day he was okay being a green card holder. I share this story because it is the story of many people I have talked to in my own work on the ground. This story is not unique and raises many questions about the accessibility of citizenship. We hear his story hundreds of times, and it has inspired us to act, to be creative, to use resources on the ground, and to create accessible programs in cities like Los Angeles. To close these gaps in citizenship acquisition, we have created an innovative citizenship program to provide those in financial need access to loans through local credit unions. We've created citizenship resource centers in 73 public libraries where people can now access information on citizenship. And we've also trained librarians on where to seek services for local nonprofits, including instituting ESL courses to provide one-on-one assistance in workshop settings on how to prepare for the exam. Additionally, we've launched a historic campaign to mobilize 100,000 lawful permanent residents to attend one of our more than 200 plus citizenship workshops. What is needed are resources and educational outreach to carry out a message about the importance of citizenship. And in my own experience working on citizenship and its promotion, there are a few key areas that I think the federal government and the party can advocate for in the future. First, we ought to promote a national awareness campaign that educates the population about these issues, that can filter into every corner of the country. Second, we need to invest in additional grants to local service providers who are experts in assisting individuals to navigate that citizenship process. Third, we also need to create investment in ESL courses to help immigrants who are lawful permanent residents gain the English language skills that they need to thrive. Fourth, we need to make naturalization more affordable by making more fee waivers available as we work towards lowering costs across the board. And fifth, we need to better coordinate between the federal government agencies that oversee the citizenship process and policies and state and local agencies that work directly with individuals. Through these collective efforts, combined with our party's leadership and vision, I know we can play a part in making a real difference in the lives of immigrants all across America. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to provide these remarks.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Thank you. Ms. Lopez, let me say this. We're going to have one question from Mr. Gutierrez, but I can tell you, you're sitting here with probably the greatest advocate for immigration that I know, Mr. Gutierrez. In the Congress, he is without a doubt the conscience of the House and the Senate. And it's an honor to serve with him. He won't have a question.
Thank you very much. I want you to give our best regards to Mayor Garcetti and to thank him for being a national leader on helping the integration of immigrants from all over the world. So I want you to make sure you let him know that we recognize. I'm going to thank Chairman Cummings for his very kind words. And so I'm going to continue working with you in Chicago and across the country to encourage people to become citizens. And I'm just going to take 15 seconds so you understand. So I'm a child of the Voting Rights Act. No Voting Rights Act, no Civil Rights Act, no Luis Gutierrez. But when I first ran for Congress in 1992, my district was a creation of the Voting Rights Act. So it was 65% Latino, but we were only 40% of the registered voters. So I had to make a decision in 1992 to spend most of my money communicating with non-Hispanics, because non-Hispanics were going to determine who the first Hispanic congressional candidate to Congress were going to be. There were 60% non-Hispanics of the register. I just want to say that 50,000 citizens later, Latinos are now 60% of the registered voters in the 4th Congressional District. So citizenship is voting rights, is civil rights, because the only way you're going to get them to vote is to help them become. So I want to say thank you again, and I know together we're going to reduce. Thank you, Linda, so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Congressman Gutierrez, for all your leadership. I've seen you traveling the country and really mobilizing the community and people who are really interested in becoming citizens, and your true leadership in that area has been remarkable, and I thank you as well for your leadership. Thank you.
Go
Thank you.
Ecuador.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's strong, brother.